What's going on, guys? Brandon Boylan Trading. Time another daily recap. Look at these daily notes here. Going through everything here. Posted 22nd, 7:36 a.m. hour before market open. Some of the plays we're going to go on and talk about this. We're going to talk about the market, talk about what we've seen live in the breakdown, which you guys missed not being a part of the elite section, blah, blah, blah. Just kidding. So let's get into it. We anticipated a gap up during mentoring session right at the last of the night. We're kind of analyzing the market. I said there's going to be a gap up, most likely. So going to the daily here, we got the gap up, big open right on the trend. I said if it doesn't hold this trend, the golden line and our monster weekly trend we created here, it's not going to hold. It's going to pull 90 EMA support. So we had that real nice flush. So we capitalized on a lot of nice little buy swaps, a lot of nice little trades. We had the gap up. We got the call. Now we got to see what the SPY does for the rest of the day here. So let's get into some of these plays here. Target. Bam. So right from the daily notes, ER day 2, same as yesterday's watch, previous support for trend. Yesterday's high over under. So yesterday's high is an orange dash line here. We're looking for that for over under. We held it over, watched for that 200 EMA progression. Finally got the pullback. Bam, right to yesterday's highs right here at the 103.40s. Longed it. Bam, you have over a point and a half there if you're patient on this one. So TGT's pullback into yesterday's high long. We're still targeting over 107 for this guy here on target. Fantastic. Trade there with the daily notes. Apple held the 9 EMA on the 4-hour. We're looking for an early long here before the market, of course, whipsawed. But we had a really early hold here, the pre-market 4-hour 9 EMA. And then we're looking for 212.90 as a minor support from the previous day. We're watching for that for a hold. We're still targeting long-term 216 here on Apple. But we did get the intraday, and this is the first support that I'm just labeled right here, which is the 212.90s. Now the 212.90s held up really nice all pre-market, had a nice push off that level, and you had a couple different longs right out the gate there to about 212.44. We had a lot of members actually, some of them even took pre-market longs here right off this level, ramped it up and capitalized on a little bit of the points that we had to cover. But of course, market health, you got to watch SPY for direction. That is your roadmap. So you should have seen that dump coming and taking profits easy. Netflix was my big winner today. This was my main watch today, a Netflix short. This weekly gap trend here is an insanely big level, 297.70s. If we went under there, it was short sitting all the way down to either the peach level or the opening price. Those were the two targets listed. This was the main watch on chart the whole time. We still have shares on the swing. We took it short. I took it actually short into the first weekly trend, got a little bit of a red trade as it snapped here in the daily trend. I anticipated a squeeze over yesterday's highs, actually reversed the button and turned 130 red into a 60 or 70 P&L green up here. And then, of course, it hit the 300 and failed, which is the whole dollar psychological number. So we just waited for the fail. All lower highs stacked up, snapped her, added into a big short position here at the weekly snap. So in position, rode her all the way down to the weekly, seen a flat top chop right here, just accompanied by a lot of good volume and the weekly break. This was a no-brainer going down. So I added to a short that we were already up on here. And I didn't take the first cover until yesterday's lows, and then took the rest of my huge cover right here at the opening price. I have 25 shares left, and 25 shares at my risk, I will net $350 green if I stop out above 297.72 here. So my stop is above 297.75. It closes up here for 25 shares. If that happens, that's fine. I'll make $350 on it. If not, I have a potential target on this guy. I have down near 289. So we'll see what the market does. If the market holds it up and it's healthy and Netflix wants to ramp, that's fine. Got the hard stop set. We'll lock it in green either which way. So really big trade there on Netflix. Facebook, right from the daily notes, it just says watch the wedge play out. So Facebook is 183.50 support, triangles ending in pre. Watch for the break of either way for the day. This is the 4-hour triangle I'm talking about right here. Not only that, we have every single bear indicator and the target hit to the T here. We have a bouncing ball short. We have the M pattern. We have the channel snap of the wedge right here. These two 4-hour wedge channels have been watching this for a while. Finally came to the end of the wedge, broke to the downside. Very nice trail down, popped up, confirmation of weakness off pre-level, and hit our target of 170. Oh, mine's about 180. I'll call it 180. But 180 is the target. We used that in the daily notes a few other times in the past week for bounce plays. So recovery of this level has been huge for a big up play. And then as we finally pushed way down to that fast up, fast down, nice little triangle down, smacked right into it, got out of your short, thus creating a nice big higher low there. But still more downside potential. Just a really good market day today. Shopify. I was looking for, we hit the 390 target. I was looking for higher. Today was just a correction day. I was looking for a recovery of the 385 here. And then a lot of people actually used this as an over-under level, shorted it out of the VWAP, made a grip ton here. Very nice. So retrace, pop level, had the 50 cross, had the VWAP recovery still coming up here. This is just going to be a wavy consolidation. Stay still targeting 400. on this one, but just a big pullback day and correction. Looking for more. AMD was a fun trader today. Had a couple guys take this one in chat. We have AMD was right from the daily notes. It says finally pushing through all the EMA cluster in the 4 hour. It was really congested there. 3140 supports major, 3170 early support, hold long to 32 resistance. But that 3230 is major resistance up there. And this was the best part about this one is we had this was the over under level we watched in the 3170 here. This was a early support hold. So this push, we had the big W, we had the dip buy first, right? So we had right from the notes it said 3140s support, buy there. So we had the W, we had the perfect double bottom directly at my level here at 3140, pushed all the way up into new resistance yesterday's high, then shorted all the way back down to the splits. So there's a lot of really big plays here, and a couple guys capitalized on those shorts there, riding it down to the secondary split. Of course, target being 31, whole dollar, one of the biggest levels on AMD. And then, of course, like I said, don't short into 31 the last day too. 31 recovery squeeze. And even the day prior to that, 31 had an over-under level and a nice trail back. So we've been watching that level for a while here. Really fun over-under there. Tesla. I just put BioRumor. We were watching this one. Live, I did call a couple yesterday high pushes into VWAP, but then we had the leak off this level, snapped all the way back down pre-lows, and then we had talked about in mentoring today a little bit of an algo reversal line here to buy into the 100 EMA recovery and trend here. So broke trend, pulled back, confirmation of strength on the opening price, pushed, recovery of the 100 EMA right here. That's the big one we were looking for, 50 cross, and all the way up to yesterday's highs again. A couple different plays there. That was just on watch. We did a little bit of commentary on Tesla, nothing too crazy. ROKU right from the daily notes, 139.50 over under. So I was looking for 139.50 over under. Here's 139.46, whatever, 50 here. We're obviously under that. We couldn't hold it pre-market, slammed down, had to swap biased on this one. This one rides the 100 EMA, so we capitalized on two different shorts here. It was down here, had a big squeeze up, had the M pattern, right? So I shorted into the M pattern, caught a scalp here. So I had the M, took the break M all the way down, quick scalp, retraced, 100 EMA rejection, which is pretty typical, 50 crossing VWAP, very bearish manner. Targeted the next one at 135.60, didn't quite get it, but we did end up scalping two big scalps to the downside here, one for the consolidation breakdown resistance here, one for the M breakdown here. So over under this level, under bearish, swap bias to the 100 EMA here. Then of course you have an algo line reversal for the 50 recovery. This stuff's super easy in the large caps here. TTD. I wanted to see a long play early on TT. I missed the one yesterday. I wanted, right from the daily notes, it says 359. For dip buys, we can clear all the way up to the resistance of 264. So here's the orange line resistance, 264. Here's the dip buy opportunity. TTD ripped down, started recovering the 259, popped, held all the EMA, squeezed, hit target perfectly, and then sold back off and just chopped. But this was the play for the morning. Very good levels there. Those all worked out. Visa was one that didn't work. Visa, we were looking for dip buys into the 180.50, and then the pre-market lows and yesterday's lows as a whole. So 180.50 here did lose, and we did snap all the way down. We had no confirmation of strength at all, just a straight down until we finally started recovering VWAP. We got a pretty big extension there, and now it's finally retracing. So V, we just took that off the list. No confirmation of any kind of strength. Beyond the 150-160 split support failed right away, so we had to swap biased on the short target and then short right down to the 147. If you check our daily notes in our section in our Discord, we have a ton of daily notes on Beyond. We have used the 147 over under multiple times back here for swings and squeezes. We had some really big monster plays out here, like 8-9 point runs in a single day. Also, the other daily level used for that squeeze position was good. So as we're coming back down into a big extension, ran into that short a few times here. Now we're up and over it, came back down, pulled, and that short target under the split hit here, so 147, and then now of course rallying, but still inverse head and shoulders. Pretty easy to see pattern there played out. 100 EMA does respect very well here, big squeeze target. You'll see it back up and over 150-160s, I'm sure, but this was the over under level for the split. We failed it short. We had a couple of people playing short here, had the retrace bounce VWAP short, targeted 147 and some pennies there. Very nice. So let's see, Baba was the last one here. 170-44 split, watching under over for continuation here. So I have the 173.44 right here, split under over. So we were a little bit high because it was trailing up in here, but I had two members take this one, which was really fancy because it broke right to that split, and we had complete and utter weakness right through the split. That was also pre-market low. So we had snapped that, and there's a lot of meat left on the bone because our target was 170.90 here. So a little retrace, and I think my man Kenneth in chat here had the rollover, came all the way back down and covered right into this dump at that 171.08. So right around that target range, and of course big retrace, and then nice higher low off that trend, and recover. And these things always retrace. So it's a couple different plays. So really nice list today. Really good daily notes. Really proud of the chat. Good mentoring session. If you want to trade with us, the description below has our link. Check out the P&Ls at BWalshBuilt, and we'll see you guys next time for the next recap.